collecting data using Microsoft Forms. So we have already, as Ma'am Juday said, we have already our Teams, our virtual classroom, we have already OneDrive, our backpack, our virtual bag, and we have our OneNote, the virtual notebook. So now we are ready to learn this session. We are now ready to learn to utilize the Microsoft Forms in making surveys and quizzes. And if you have some comments, by the way, can you hear me well? Can I
Yes,
hear
yes,
you?
yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
Okay, so dili ra choppy, ma'am and sir.
Dili
No,
ra,
no,
ma'am.
Here.
No, no.
Okay, thank you very much. So if you have some comments and questions or clarifications, feel free to post it in the conversation tab to those who can access the conversation tab here in our classroom. So with me are my co-trainers who are on board also to answer your concern. Okay, so if I'm too fast to, so let me know kung pas-pas ra kayo ko, ma'am and sir. Pwede ra mo mingon nga, excuse me, Ma'am Gwen, it's really fast and dili mi makasunod. Okay, okay ra ba na? Can I hear a yes, yes, yes?
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so and to those who can't perform my activity, because you were experiencing like poor internet connection and all the downside you're experiencing in your end. So don't worry, you still have plenty of time to do that. You can still watch it again because this is being recorded. I hope so, Ma'am Juday. Is this being recorded?
Yes, ma'am. It is recorded already.
Yes, thank you very much, Ma'am Juday. And also, you can subscribe us at our YouTube channel. There you can revisit and then you can review the topics that we have been sharing to all of you to perform the activities at your own pace. So, by the way, please subscribe us Office 365 webinar series. Okay, sa among YouTube channel. Now, so as we are about to begin, so just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. So your active participation is most important here throughout the session. So just a few reminders, turn off your mic when you're not talking so that we cannot hear background noises that may distract you from listening. And with this online etiquette, it will keep doors open to better communication, right? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
thank you very much. So, and number two, if you have concerns, please click the raise hand icon. So the speakers will then recognize those who are raises their hand, and it will be dealt one by one. And for number three, you can take bio breaks and snacks. So you can manage your biological breaks, not only bio restroom breaks, but also you can take your snacks while listening. So it's all right. And number four is a yes, yes, yes. A yes, yes, yes is a way of affirmation that you are still there. And are you still on the track? Or am I still on the track? Or the speaker still connected? Because sometimes internet connection will bug down and we didn't even notice that we are still keep on talking, but no one is listening na. So your yes, yes, yes is very important. So now, can I hear a loudest yes, yes, yes?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Isa mo ni Shagit.
Powerful. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so now let's move on to the here's the session targets of this session. So the participants will be able to access the Microsoft Forms and to know the different types of questions on Microsoft Forms and also create a quiz on Microsoft Forms. So there are three targets that we're going to do in this session. So I know it's really easy. So I know kaya kaayo ni natong tanan. Okay. Next is, so our session flow will, I will walk you through to my presentation, and then after that I will do the demonstration on how to do it, and then let's do the hands-on and let's work together. Okay. Next. Yes. So before we will jump into our session, let us have a quiz. So it's a pre-test. So I just to see or to know here what you already know about Microsoft Forms. Okay. Here is the link. Okay, can you grab your phones now? Okay, or yes, you can grab your phones. You can use your phones or your desktop or your laptop. Go to any browser and type this link: bit.ly/forms pretest HCHS. I will give you 5 minutes to do that. Again, go to any browser and type this link: bit.ly/forms pretest HCHS. Okay, 5 minutes starts now. You start answering. Grab your
Yes,
mouse.
yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Dili mo tinuloy. Wala. Dili ko kakuan.
Yes, that is bit.ly/F, capital F, and capital S, and capital HCH. Yeah, 3 more minutes. So it's just a recap, and I really want to know or to see what ready to do. So is it new to you, or is it like a new to you, or maybe you're using it 2 minutes? I hope okay lang inyong connection diya sa Dumaguete City. And how was the weather there? Init ka ba or ulan? Is serious case na nag-answer? That's alright. 2 minutes. Okay, to those who are finished, you can take your bio breaks. You can do that. Still have 33 seconds. Eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. Time's up. Okay, so let us see. Okay. Thank you very much for participating. Okay, let us see. Let us see your answers, your scores. Okay. Wow, I received 32 responses. Okay, so I can see here. I hope you can see my screen. You see it? Wow, so for question number one, all of you get the correct answer. Wow, very good. And for question number two, 24 out of 32 got the correct answer. So as you can see here in my graph, so all of these in blue are the correct answer, and this one is the, I 24 of them got the wrong answer, and only 8 of them get the correct answer. Ooh, 25% of the respondents only. How about question number 3? Oh, only one got it wrong. That's all right. Still, I receive responses. 33 now. Okay. In question number 5, I think this is 12% only got the correct answer. Only 4 of you. Congratulations. Okay. Yes, and question number 10. Yes, very good. So we have 27 of you got the correct answer. Congratulations. Congratulations, ma'am and sir. So don't worry, we still have post-test later on. Okay. Now, my question now is, so since you're done with this, yes. My question now, you can unmute your mic. The question now, how do you find the activity? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, you can answer now. How do you find the activity?
So confusing. Interesting.
Interesting. What?
Great exercise.
Great exercise. Yes, indeed. It's a great exercise. So it's engaging because it like draws attention and interest you. And I hope it amazes you, not confusing you. So if it amazes you, I hear that someone answering amazing. Yes, I hope it amazes you. So how much more to your students, right? Okay, now my second question is, would you prefer using this type of quiz to your students?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Good. So yes, thank you very much. So yes, with this platform, you can quickly access like student progress and get real-time feedback. So which make more interactive learning experience. So sa nakita ninyo ganina, makita din ako ang results, kung pila ko ang respond, and also their answers. Okay. Thank you for that answers. Now, okay, so before data collection is being done manually. So it took time to collect and record the data. So before we manually entering all this data to the computer, just like what we had in our periodical test or assessment in our classroom. So we manually type the test questions, we print it, and then give to our students. Then after that, we will collect again, and then we manually typing all these scores to the computer. So it takes a lot of time to transfer information from the point of collection to the data assimilation and analysis due to the manual nature of it. So it can very time consuming to administer and to collect and to manually entering all those scores, and this is inevitable. So we are so lucky today. Yes, we are lucky. We are lucky today because Microsoft 365 offers an online quiz and survey creator. So not only quiz, we can make survey. And then there is now a way to improve our efficiency, the accuracy, and the pace of collecting information and data. So that is automated data collection with Microsoft Forms as part of the Office 365 bundle. So basically, this Microsoft Forms, it is online and it's a cloud based, and it is fast and easy way to create surveys. We can create polls, quizzes, and we can easily view results and interpret them in real time. So with this Microsoft Forms, it will enhance our overall data collection in efficient way. Okay. Now, what is Microsoft Forms? In educational institution, it can be used to create quizzes, collect feedback from teachers. Yes, we can do that. And we can collect feedback from parents also. You can collect feedback during PTA meetings and other school activities. In business organization and in business side, Forms provide some surprisingly functionality for business that can transform how to collect and track information. So it can be used to collect customer feedback or of a product or services that they offer, and it also measure employee satisfaction, thus improving product or business. And also, it can be used to organize company events. Yes. With Microsoft Forms, you can create quiz. Okay. So as an educator, as teachers, with this, we can quickly assess the students' progress, get real-time feedback through the use of quizzes that you design and share with your class and focus on the topics, which is like less learned topics. Yes. And then we can do attendance also. So you can also make attendance using this platform. So in our school, we're using Microsoft Forms in our attendance. So you will receive real-time feedbacks and it will show timestamp. Okay. I will show you later on. And then we also we can create survey. So again, we can collect customer feedback, measure employee satisfaction, and we can also use it to organize team events. So as you can see, not only survey, but also we can create polls. So like, you can like find out how attendees react to your presentation, something like that. Okay. now, access forms in Office 365. Okay, there are steps here. First thing first is you're going to open a browser and type portal.office.com or office.com. Okay, you can do that while I'm making the steps. Yes, you can do that. Okay, open a browser, any browser available, Chrome, Explorer, etc. So you type it in the address bar, portal.office or office.com. Okay, so that's the step one. Step two is you will be signing in using your 365 account and your password. And yes, sign it in. Okay, and after that, it will lead you, after signing in, it will lead you to the Office 365 dashboard. So now, this is the Office 365 dashboard. As you can see, there are lots of applications here, and also your profile here, and the question and the settings. Okay, in your end, maybe this is not the same with mine. The same with mine. So you can set your dashboard with the setting. Sorry, I'm sorry. You can set the settings here and change your theme. It's up to you. So I choose my dashboard like this one, the pink one. Yes, you can choose also. Next is, so since we are now working on Microsoft Forms, so let's just click Microsoft Forms or Forms. Okay. Next. Okay. So you will find also it here. Okay, by clicking the app launcher, or as we call it, the waffle, because it looks like a waffle pan here with the 9 dots here. You can click it also. Yes, or you can also find it, the Microsoft Forms, you can also find it by clicking all apps. When you click all apps, there you go. All the apps will be shown, and then since we are working on forms, so we will click forms. Okay, now, or we will just search it using the search bar. Okay, type it and then select forms. Okay, so there are many ways how to access Microsoft Forms. So now when you click the Microsoft Forms, so it will welcome you to the Microsoft Form dashboard. So this is now the Microsoft Form. So for the first timer, this one here, the dashboard, blanco pa na inyuha diha. Since mine is I'm using it already, so nanakoy nabuhat nga mga forms. So yes, this is now the Microsoft Forms dashboard. Okay, now how to create a new form or quiz. Okay, now there are different ways to create a form here. So you can create a form in OneDrive. So if we click new, and then we can click forms for Excel. So we can create a Microsoft form in OneDrive. Okay. Okay, and then we can create also with in OneNote. Okay, so we can create form in OneNote. Not only in OneNote, we can create a form in Excel online. We'll just click insert and then click forms and then click new form. Okay, yes, you can create forms in Excel too. Okay, and we can create quiz inside our teams, inside our classroom. So I hope nana mo'y tagsa-tagsa ka classroom nga gibuhat, because we're going to make form later on. Okay, we're going to make quiz inside our classroom. Okay. And lastly, we can create a form from the website itself. So this is now the dashboard in nakita sa atong website. Okay. Next is the types of forms. Now, in forms, you can create a form or quiz. So the two might appear similar, but the basic difference with these two um, is with this one, new form for this number one, this is for to conduct survey. Okay. For new quiz is you're going to quiz means to test the participants if you want to make quiz or test. So again, this one new form, this is for the survey, and this number two new quiz, this is for making quiz. So I hope clear na nako pagka-state kay there are difference between the two, because in new form you cannot put for example, you cannot put a score in. If you click that new form, you cannot put the score, while in new quiz you can give points or a specific number of points for that particular questions. Okay, so I hope clear na siya. Next is the user interface. So to get to know more about Microsoft Forms, so let's have the user interface. So we're gonna take a quick look what is inside the Microsoft Form dashboard. Okay. Is under my forms. Yes, you can see here the types of forms. Yes, the type of forms. So if you want to create new ones, so new form, so you can see in the icon like you're answering a survey here in the icon of the new form. And then here, new quiz, in the icon, look at the icon, there's an A plus, that means you're making tasks with scores on it. And also, this is where we view the forms that we have created here. Okay. Shared with me forms. Okay. You can in shared with me, we can access those forms that are being shared with us. So you can collaborate on forms with other people or with your co-teachers. And when you share them, this is where you go to access those shared forms. So when you click that one, yes, so yes, I have here an example, a form shared by Sir John to me. So yes, so I can access the shared forms here in the shared with me. Okay. Next is the group form. So there's group so that can be accessed and can be managed by all team members. Yes, so these are the forms that were being edited as a group where the collaboration is taking place. Yes, you can click that forms. Yes, I can see here. This is my Microsoft Forms. So this is the group forms. So I have here five. Yes, in POES teachers, I have five forms, group forms. Yes, and I have many group forms that like collaborate to other teachers. Yes. Now, after the group form, so here you can search uh, form title or the owner of the form. So if example you made heaps of quizzes, you have made lots of quizzes already or surveys. So for you to see them quickly, you can search them here in the search bar. Okay. Yes. And after that, next is the recycle bin. So in the lower right part, there's a trash here. Yes, it is the recycle bin. So where you can see the deleted forms you created. Okay. Don't worry, but you can restore. So if example, you deleted unintentionally your forms, so you can restore your deleted files from here. So after clicking the restore, the forms will go directly back or will directly go back to my forms. Okay, so don't worry. Now, how to create quiz. So one reason forms is so useful and is that it's simple to use. So there's no programming involved. So coding and technical skills aren't required. So, and now I will show you the step-by-step process on how to create quiz. So here are the basic steps to create a quiz, and then we can track the results easily. So it'll all in a surprisingly intuitive interface. For step one, so in the Microsoft Form dashboard, we will click quiz. Since we're going to make quiz, okay? Again, we will click quiz. We're not going to click the form because that's for the survey. Okay. Step two. So you will be directed when you click new quiz. You will be directed to enter the title of your quiz. Okay. So enter the name of your quiz. Okay. There's a note there. The title name can contain up to 90 characters. Again, the title name can contain up to 90 characters. Okay, I hope it's clear. And you can add description also. Okay, so you can enter an optional subtitle for your quiz, like it's a description. Okay, so that description can contain up to 1,000 characters. Again, the description can contain up to 1,000 characters. Okay, next. After that, you can add questions. So when you click that add new with the plus sign, yes, okay, when you click that one, you got a choice of style of questions. Okay, you can select types of questions. Now, you're going to select now the types of questions of your choice. Okay, actually, I will walk you through on the different types of questions later after later part of this presentation. So when you select that one, and there you go. So this is now each type of question has a different menu. So for this example, this is the options for the choice style question for the multiple choice. Okay, again, this is a sample. This is an option for the choice style of question. Okay, here in number one, you can copy here. You click this one. Yes, you can copy, you can delete with this trash bin, or you can move the question up, or you can move the question down. Okay, for number two, here you can add the actual along with the subtitle, but the subtitle is optional. Okay, you can find it here in the ellipsis menu with the three dots. Okay, here in number three, suggested answers for some types of questions. So you can select individual items from suggestions or add them all. Okay, Microsoft Forms will suggest answers, but not all the time. It depends on your question. Okay. For this example, do you like multiple choice question? So the Microsoft Forms will now then suggest options. Okay, the answer will be yes, or the options will be yes, no, maybe. If you want those suggested options, you can add them all. Okay, you can add them all. For number four here, for the multiple choices, you can add, you can delete choices. Yes, here. If you click this one, you can delete this if you don't like that particular option, if you want to delete, click this one. And then if you want to give like for example a feedback or a comment for that particular option, you can do it also. by clicking this one. And then if that option is the correct answer, you're going to check that check mark here. Okay. In number 5, you can add more options. Like for example, for that particular questions, the suggested options are 3 only, so you can add more options. Okay. In number 6 is for quizzes, you can enter a number in the points text box to assign a point value for a correct answer to the quiz question for the purpose of calculating a quiz score. Here, this one, you can put a number here. For number 7 here, you can allow multiple answers. Yes, if that particular question has or have like 2 or more answers, you can take this one. You can take multiple answers. And then if that particular question is really required for them to answer, for the students to answer, you just take this required. Okay. For number 8, here in the ellipsis menu, here as you can see with the 3 dots, yes, there are lots of options here. Okay. For the subtitle, so you can also enter optional subtitle to your question. Okay. For the math, yes, we can do math quiz also. So I will demonstrate that later on. Okay. And then you can select drop down. Like if you want your choices will be in the drop down list. Again, if you want your choices to be in the drop down list, you can click that drop down. And then you can for shuffle options, like if you want to randomly shuffle the order of the options displayed users of the form, so you can do that. And also for the section here, okay, so this section, if you want to organize organize sections for your questions, like for example test 1, test 2, yes, this is where you're going to click that one here in section. And here in file upload, so some of the form or some of your form questions may need for your responders to upload a file. Yes, they can upload a file or they can attach a files to their answers. So you can add a type of questions to your form that allows for file upload. So it could be like it could be image or it could be video. So it depends on you. Okay. Now, the form branching. So branching is one of the most useful features, but it's unfortunately hidden inside an ellipsis menu. Okay, it can be found in the ellipsis menu. This will allow to have different questions appear next based on how the user has answered a previous question. For example, for this particular question, have you used Microsoft Forms? So with this branching rule, if they answered yes, they will go to question number 2. But if they're going to answer no, they're going to go to question number 3. So that is the branching rules. Okay. Am I too fast? Or nakasunod ra man, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that affirmation. Now, so the best thing, when you created your form, it will save automatically while you create it. Okay, there's no Control S, there's no save button in Microsoft Forms. It will save automatically. Okay, this is the best thing po. Okay, next is after that, you can preview your quiz. This is now the step 6. You can preview your quiz. So when you have done creating your form, so you can easily preview it, like and see like what exactly what the users will see or what the students will see. Okay, so you will be able to preview what the form looks like what your quiz looks like in the computer, or you can able to preview it what your forms look like on mobile too. Diba? Amazing tayo. Okay, next is the theme tab. So now after reviewing it, you can select a theme of your choice. So if you want the form to have a bit of more like visual pop, and then now you're thinking about like about form design and then the background design and colors. So how do I get that? So saan natin pagkuha? So let's pick some themes available. Okay, here. Okay, as you can see here, there are a couple of preset themes available, and then if you want to customize or change color, you can do that also by clicking the plus icon here. Okay, and your theme also, like it depends on the theme of your quiz or survey. Like this one here, if you have or if you're making science quiz, you can use this design, this one. Yes, so it's up to you. It depends on the theme of your quiz. Then step 8 is you're going to click more options to set important settings. Okay, click that ellipsis menu here. And you click that. Yes, there you go. For here, if you click that settings there, okay, for quizzes, so you can choose here the results to show the results to respond automatically after submission. Okay, if you want to show or if the responders will see the results and correct answers immediately after submitting it, so you tick this one, show results automatically. For number 2, forms and quizzes can either be public or private to an organization. So when shared within an organization, you can choose to record the responder's name, and you can limit the users to submit or to submit or one submission only. So this one, if you want anyone with the link and respond, okay, you can do that by clicking that one, or only people in my organization can respond. You can do that also by ticking this record name and then one response per person. For number 3 option here, options for responses. So there are options to open or close the form to accepting responses. So you can set a start date, and you can set an end date for accepting responses. And also you can shuffle questions. You can shuffle the order in which the questions appear. So you can, and also you can add a customized thank you message that appears after the user submit the form. Okay, you can customize a thank you message if you tick that one. For number 4, for the notification, you can see you can like set notification options to send email notifications to each responders or to each respondents or to yourself when a new response is received. Okay, if you want to send email receipt to respondents, tick that one. And then if you want to get email notifications of each response, you're going to tick that one also. Okay, so I hope dili ra ko paspas, ma'am and sir, kay kanang mingaw kaayo ang akong kuan. Can I hear a yes, yes, yes?
Yes, yes.
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 Yes,
Yes. Okay,
Yes,
thank you very
yes.
much. Okay, step 9 is you're going to share your quiz to your user audience or to your students. So the whole point of creating a form, so the whole point of creating quiz is to collect informations from the users or from our students. So after creating a form, so you're going to need to share it to your user audience. So this can be done from the share tab or the share menu in the top right here. This one here, the share tab. Okay. So when I click the share tab, in the share tab, essentially, so you have here the ability to copy and to share your form to your responders or to your students. Okay. So So when you click that one, so here's the choices. Now, in number one here, in the drop-down list, so you can choose to make the form available to anyone with the link or only people inside your organization. Okay. For number two here, you can copy the link. Okay. So if you select here, how to send and collect responses, like if you want only people in my organization can respond, it will automatically give you the link here, and then you can copy and then you can send it anywhere. Like you can send it in email or in Messenger. Yes, you can do that. Okay, so there are four options. Number three, like there are four options here available in order to share your form and like starting collecting your responses. Okay, like by sending it with link, yes, by copying this one, or like the second here, you can get it using like QR code that students can scan by downloading the image and share it anywhere you want. Or you can also embed, okay? We can also embed into a website or send via email. Okay, so those are the options available in sending those forms. And number four, so you can share a copy of your form as a template via a link, so others can modify. Yes, can modify for their own use. So if you want to share as a template of you of your created form or quiz, you can do that by clicking this link, copy, and then send it to your co-teachers or to anyone. And then for number five here, share to collaborate. So you can collaborate on form creation within an organization or within external users with an Office account. So when you select that one, like for example with this, users with an Office 365 work or school account can collaborate. Okay, so when you click that one, there's a link here, and then you can send it right away to your co-teachers for collaboration. So there's a collaboration taking place. Yes. Step 10 is we're going to view now. So after sending that, after creating the form and then sending it to your users audience, now we can view responses. Okay. So you will see the number of responses here, how long it how long it took for them to complete the quiz or the survey. You can also see also the status of the quiz survey you made here. Here. So this is an example. So Microsoft Forms comes that with rich and a real-time analytics that provides a summary of information for us, for educators, for teachers, as well as results for individual students. So you can, yes, you can click this view results to see individual details for each responder, such as a time it took for them to complete the quiz. And if you want to easily view of all the responses, yes, you can click this more details here. Yes, you can click more details here. And then here, so there is in responses tab, you can also see like a graphical presentation. Yes, you can see bar graph, and also you can see it depends. You can see pie graph. Yes. And after viewing the responses, now you can export the quiz results to Microsoft Excel for more in-depth analysis. So how are we going to do that? Okay, when we will click Excel, open in Excel. Okay, we click that one. Then after that, it will prompt you here if you want to open or if you want to save or cancel the file. Okay, so since I'm going to save it, so I will click save, and there you go. So this is now the so Microsoft Forms lets you open the results in Excel. So this opens up all the responses in spreadsheets which you can review, share, or even you can edit as needed. So in a spreadsheet format, you can decide now to represent the data using a chart, using like graphs, any other graphs. Okay, so this is now the example of Excel file. Okay, and now let's move on to the types of question in Microsoft Forms. Okay, I hope clear ako, no? So there are 7 types. By the way, there are 7 types of questions available in Microsoft Form. Each has a different options. Okay. For number 1, for the choice option, it will allows you to define a list of possible answers for the users to select one or more answers from. Okay, it's a multiple choice. For number 2, it's the text option. It will allows you to create a long or a short answer text question. For number 3, for the rating option, it will allows you to create a question with a star or a number rating between 2 to 10. Okay. For the date option, it will allows you to create questions to select a date from a calendar to answer a particular question. Yes. Now, I will demo that one later on. And then when you click that ellipsis menu, there are still types of questions available. Ranking. For the ranking option, it will allow user to drag and drop items to answer questions like order of preference, sequencing of events, pagsunod-sunurin ng mga pangyayari. Yes, you can do this in Filipino also. And then we do have Likert. Likert options allows you to create agree or disagree scale type of question. Okay. And then the last one is the Net Promoter Score. So in Net Promoter Score, it will allows you to create questions like how likely you to recommend some product to a friend or a colleague. So that utilizes a Net Promoter style grading. So this Likert and Net Promoter, this is more on survey. Okay, okay. This is more on survey. So if you have some questions about forms, like step-by-step tutorial and all of the skills that I have been sharing, so that I have been sharing to you, so you can find it at the help tab. Besides sa imuhang profile, there's a question mark there. You can click that for help. Okay. Now, yes, so this is the steps now on making quiz on MS Forms on web. Okay, you can picture this one, you can screenshot this one for your para na amoy guide. Okay, again, I will give you 1 minute to screenshot or the picture. Okay. So I will not read all the steps. I hope naka-screenshot ka mo. Is it a yes, yes, yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. I hope naka-screenshot
Open
ka.
up browser.
How we can rename the form? How we can rename it?
Okay, so I think yes. Okay, so I think it's done. And now here's the steps in making quiz on MS Teams. So we will do 2 activities now. So here is we're going to make quiz on MS Forms on the web. And this one is the steps on making quiz on MS Teams. There are 14 steps. So you can grab your phone and take a photo of it or a screenshot Yes, para na amoy guide. Then I think it's done. So I will do the demo now. Okay. Is it a yes, yes, yes? You can pwede lang po
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
you can follow while nag-demo po Ma'am and Sir. You can follow. Okay. So it's demo time. Yahoo. Okay, so since yes. So step one is you're going to open the browser. Yes. I sorry, wasn't here. Okay. Can you see now my screen? Can you see now my screen?
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
hope. Okay. Now you're going to open the browser and then you type the address bar portal.office.com. Okay. Then since this is your first time now, you're going to sign in your Office 365 account. So a moment. Yes. So since I'm already signing in, so this is now my dashboard. Okay. I hope all of you got it. Okay, so again, for the first timer, you're going to sign in with your Office 365 account. Since I'm already signing in, so I have here my account. It's Gwendolyn Templado with my picture, and then there's a help button, and there's a settings here. Okay, this is one that I have shared to you earlier that you can click the themes of your dashboard. Okay, so I will select this unicorn aces. Yes, look at mine. So I have a unicorn aces theme for my dashboard. Okay, now since I'm working on Microsoft Forms, and I will click Forms. When I click Forms, there you go. Okay, now my question is, since we're going to make a quiz, asa akong pilion na new form or new quiz? Is it new form?
New quiz.
Quiz.
New quiz.
Yay! Very good. We're going to select new quiz because we're going to make quiz. Okay, but if we're going to make a like survey, we're going to click this new form. Okay, so um, I will click this. I will click. I will click this new quiz. So now I'm going to play a role of a math teacher. So and teaching about addition. Okay. Now, so here we're gonna put the title. Okay, we're going to put like math till quiz. This is just an example. You can do yourself like it depends on your subjects. Okay, you are handling, and then I can add description in the subtitle. Like I can put addition. Like in this quiz, it talks about addition. Okay. And also with your title, you can add image. Okay, you can add image by clicking insert image. Okay, you can click image in image search like math example. But this is an optional example. I will click this photo. I will add this one. So here you go. This is now my title with a picture in it. As you can see, it will automatically saved here. Okay, as you can see, it is automatically saved. Okay, sorry. Again, I will share my screen. Okay, so I have here the title and also the subtitle of my quiz. And if you want to delete that particular image, you can do that also by clicking this one. And if you want to edit or to alternative text or screen reader, so you can do that also. Now, so the next thing we're going to do is to add questions. So in this demo, we're going to use each type of question for you to see how does the 7 types of questions being used. So as you can see, we have several choices here. When I click this add new, yes, so there you have it. There are several choices. Okay, so let's start with the choice option. Okay, when I click that choice option, here you go. So this choice option allows you to define a list of possible answers for the user to select one or more answers from. So since we're going to do math question here, I will show you the extra abilities it has for math. So we will come down here, down in the lower right hand corner. We will click this ellipsis here, and there's something here like math. Yes, give us extra bar. So when I click that one, so yes, it will give you an extra bar here. It says enter an equation. So my question, I will type first my question, like please, this is just an example. You can do your quiz. Depends on your subjects you are handling. Okay, so please complete the equation. Okay, so this is just an example. So since I am taking the math, so I will enter the yes. Okay, so when I click the enter equation, it gives me mathematical functions. So it gives me the mathematical functions and also the calculator. Okay, so since this is a math grade 2, I will just take I will just 4 plus 5 equals, okay, so this is now the equation 4 plus 5. Okay, now, okay, take time. Yes, okay, I hope nakita na ninyo. So again, the Microsoft Forms will give suggested results. Okay, to give you suggested results. So since 9 is the correct answer here, so I will add that one, the 20, the 6, and the 10. I will add them all. Okay, so I will not do the typing of the options. Okay, because it already been given. Now, so since this is the correct answer, so yes, it has been ticked already. So no, I don't want that 9 be in the like nasa sa pinakauna. I will drag that one into here. Yes. Okay. And then if you want to select, or I mean to delete or change the option, you can do that also. Like yes, that's 20, correct? Yes. Then you can give a yeah, and you can display a message to respondents who select this answer. Like for example, if they select a 9, like I will give a message like good job. Okay. Yes. So if they select 9, it will display to them like it will display to them the good job. Okay. Now I will put a message here. Like for this 20, I will put like oops, you multiplied instead of adding it, something like that. Okay, once they select 20, when they select 20, there's a message like oops, you multiplied instead of adding it. Yes. Okay, again, you can copy this particular question. You can delete this one by clicking this, and then you can move up or you can move down this particular question. Okay, so I think I'm done with the with the options, I have 4 options. Now, I will not add options. Okay, 4 options is alright. Yes. So I will give for that particular question, I will give like 1 point for that particular question. So since this is not a multiple answer, so I will not take that one, and I will take this required. Okay. Yes. So question number 1 is done. Okay. Let's go to question number 2, and we will select text option. Okay. For text option, it will allow you to create long or short answer text questions. So example here, what is it? Being cold, like when you get sum of 2 numbers. So example is the question, what is it being cold when you get the sum of 2 numbers? Okay, so so the students will now put their answers here. Okay, but you're going to add your answer, the correct answer here. The added answer. Okay, so I will put addition. Yes, so that's the correct answer. So this is not the long answer. This is not a long answer, so I will not take that one, and I will give yes 1 point for that particular answer. I mean for that particular yes answer. Again, you can copy, you can delete, you can move up, you can move down. So if you want that question number 2 being on the top or in the question number 1, you can do that by clicking this. You click that one. Okay, there you go. So question number 2 is in number 1 now. Okay. Yes. Okay, so now let's go to question number 3. Question number 3, we will now use the date, the rating option. Okay, so in the rating option, it will allow you to create questions with a star or number rating between 2 and 10. Okay, now for example, this is just an example. Okay, how will you rate your math teacher? Okay, so I will add my photo here. Okay, I will upload a photo. Okay, here. So this is my photo, and there you go. Okay, so how will you rate your math teacher? So this is an example of my photo. Now you can add a subtitle, but this is an optional, and then you can select levels of stars. Like if you want um, 10 stars for that, you can do that also. Yes, you click that stars, and then you can select number also here for the symbol. If you don't want star, you can click numbers. Yes, so the students will now then tick up to 1 to 10 or 2 to 10. Since that particular question, like I don't like number, I like star for that particular, yes, and level 10, yes. Okay, so I will give 5 points for that particular question. Okay, and I will take required. Yes, it's been ticked already. Okay, so now let's move on to another question. It's the date option. Okay, now in the date option, it will allow user to select a date from a calendar to answer a particular question. Okay, for example, the date of the exam. So the students will now put the date in format like month, date, and the year. Okay, so for that particular question, I will give 1 point for that. Okay, so the students now will then select a date from a calendar. So if we are going to preview that particular question, this is now how it looks like. Yes, so the date of the exam, it's 1 point. Then the students will now then select a date from a calendar given by the Microsoft Forms already. Okay, so I will go back. Okay. So next question, number 5. So let's go to ranking. Okay. Now in this ranking allows you to drag and drop items to answer questions like order of preference. So, for example, in this example, steps addition with regrouping. Okay, and then I will put a subtitle. It's my Grammarly. Okay, so I will put a subtitle like remember, top to bottom and right to left. So this is how we're going to do when we do the addition with regrouping. Let's remember all the time, top to bottom, right to left. Okay, now here, step one, no, here I will add the ones. Yes, add the tens. As you can see here, add the hundreds. Now, as you can see here, the set options, it should be, if you're going to have a ranking question, it should be the options will be in the correct order. Don't worry, because when you share this quiz or when you share that particular questions, the options will appear in random order to your students. Okay, again, if you're going to make a ranking question, you're going to set the options in the correct order. Okay, now we will try to preview that one. So this is the correct order. Add the ones, add the tens, add the hundreds. Now, but we're going to preview that one. Let's see how your students will see. Now, look. So, nagka-shuffle na siya. So they're going to just like move this, and then they're going to use the move option up and down. Yes, just as simple. Okay, let's go back. So next is, let's go to question number 6. So we will use the Likert option. Now, in this Likert, it is like it used a gauge attitude or opinion about a topic, or it will allows you to create a agree and a disagree scale type of question. So it will, like, for example, answer this statement. Answer these statements on a scale 1 to 5. Yes, and then I will put the subtitle here for 5. They're going to answer 5. That means always. Always. Okay. If they're going to answer 4, that means often. If there's 3, that means sometimes. And then for 2, rarely. For 1, that is like never. Okay. Now, for that statement, I will I made myself, this is an example, I made myself prepared for math lesson. Okay, then they will rate like, this one is 5, this is 4, this is 3, yes, this is 2, but this is 1. But you can add more options if you want, okay? You can just click that add options or the plus sign. Okay, so for that particular statement, I make myself prepared for math lesson, and they will just take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we will, I listen attentively to teach to the lecture. Math teacher. That's the example for the Likert option. Okay, so here's now your Likert question. Okay, let's go to question number 7. Let's go to Net Promoter Score. Okay, so yes, so there's an example already. Like, how likely are you to recommend like a mask, a face mask? Okay. Like, how likely are you to recommend a face mask to a friend or colleague? And then since yes, face. Okay, so I will put an image here. Like, I will upload. No, I will look for an image in online. Face mask. Okay, mouse, face mask. Yes, this one. Okay. For example, this is my product, and I will add this photo. And then the question is how likely are you to recommend my face mask to a friend or colleague? Okay. Okay, so it's still loading. Okay, that's all right. And then here they can select like 0 to 10. That means not all likely and extremely likely. And then I will give point for that particular question. That is like 3 points for that. Okay. Yan. Okay, so we are done with our question. So let's preview it. Okay. Look. So here's my question number 1. Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I think my question is all right. So here's the computer preview, and this is now the mobile preview. Okay. Isn't it amazing? Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so let's go back. Now I will select the theme now. Okay, I will select this particular, yes, this one. I will select this theme. Like, it will add visual pop to your form. Yes, there you go. Now, after that, okay, as you can see, so we are, when you're done with your questions, now we're ready to send and share to everyone in your team or any people with the link and respond. So let's now click share. Okay, but before that, when I click preview, okay, back to preview. When I click the preview here, so as you can see, there's an icon here. And this is the immersive reader. So this is already built into form. So when I click on that, we can listen now to this sentence. Okay, for example,
Math 2 quiz.
ay, nakadungog ra mo, ma'am and sir?
Yes,
Wala.
yes.
I hope na-include ako ang audio. Okay, again. I will, yes. Now here,
Quiz. Edition.
yes. So this way, so you can make sure that your forms are not only clear to everyone filling it out, but it also fully inclusive, and it really gives everyone a chance to understand what were the questions. So that's the power of immersive reader. For example, for this particular question, so I will click that icon, the immersive reader. Yes. When I click play,
1. What is it being called when you get the sum of two numbers?
yes,
1 point.
yes.
End of question.
Okay.
Close the
So that is the power of immersive reader. Okay, so now, so I will now share my, okay, only people, no, I will not select that one. Anyone with the link can respond. I will copy this link, I will copy, and I will send it to you in our, okay, try to answer now. I will send it to the conversation tab. Okay, so let us see your work. Try to answer. I already sent it and hope you can access the conversation tab. Can I hear a yes, yes, yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Okay. So, yes. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so nanay naka-answer. Now, we will go to Teams. Okay, how are we going to do the quiz in Teams? Okay, okay, can you see my screen now in my Teams? Hello,
Yes, yes,
am I
yes.
still there? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now I will select, for example, um, this one, Holy Cross High School. Yes. Now, so we were going to make quiz on MS Teams, okay? So select your classroom. Yes, and then click on the assignment tab. In the general channel, you click the assignment tab. You can do it also. You can follow me. Okay, I hope na mo yung mga classrooms. Okay, ala, wow, na sila yung mga answers. Wow, kadali. Wala ka mga bright. Allah, congratulations. So I will read now the participants who are done with their quiz. Okay, we have Mom Claire, AC, we have LMC. Wow, very good. Yeah. Okay, so now we will select the classroom. So I selected Holy Cross High School. And then when I click on the general tab, I will click on the assignment. Okay, you can follow, I will click on the assignment. Okay, so bear with me. I'm still loading. Hinay ang akong connection. Okay, now when you click the assignment, there's a create button here. Click the create and then choose quiz. Okay, choose quiz. Then after that, yes, there's an option like if you're going to select new form or you're going to select a quiz you already made. Since we already made math 2 quiz, I will select the existing one. I will not select the new form. But if you're going to select new form, yes, you can. It will lead you to the website and it will um, uh, give you or choose you if you're going to make quiz or if you're going to make a form or a survey. So since we are done with the Math 2 quiz, I will select the Math 2 quiz. I will select the existing one and I will select next. Yes. Okay, so yes, there you go. And then you can now enter the instruction like read the or answer like that. Okay. Example, answer the questions carefully. So you have there the Math 2 quiz, and then you can now assign to what particular classroom. So I'm assigning to Holy Cross High School virtual class training students. Then all of the students. Then I will give due date for that particular test. I will give until Monday. Okay, and I will the time due that is 11:59. So you can set settings here. Okay, so I think it's done and it's ready. So the title of my quiz is Math 2 quiz. And the points possible, they get 13 points for that particular quiz. Then I will click assign. Yes, I will click assign. There you go. So this is now your quiz. Okay, so when you click that one, try to see the student view. Okay, the student view, and then click the Math 2 quiz, and there you go. So this is the final output. This is now your final output. Your quiz must be inside the teams. The teams you created, so you have now your quiz inside your teams. So kindly screenshot and then send it to the conversation tab for para atong ma-recognize kung kinsay humana sa ato ang actual output. So this is now the final output. Okay. I hope naka-follow ra ang tanan, and I hope dili ang discuss. I hope so. Let us see the work. Yes, so most of them, they are, yes, so you're using the web app. Okay, sir. I'm not sure if this is a sir. It's MGGC. You can add that one in your Teams. Okay, and then screenshot that one, and then that's the final output of the day. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the output, so I will share now the limits and specifications for Microsoft Forms. So you can create up to 200 single forms. Yes, 200 single forms, and limited to 100 questions per single form. And a single form can receive up to 50,000 responses. A choice question store only 60 options and 4,000 character maximum on textual responses. Okay, so in ranking question, you can only have between 2 and 10 options per response, and the Likert scales are limited only to 20 questions. That means the Likert doesn't count as one. Ito ganina, it counts as one per statement in the Likert. Okay, so those are the limits and specifications for Microsoft Forms. Yes, so it's activity time, and I will give you like since I have limited time already, so I will give you like 3 minutes to do this, and then you can screenshot and then send it to the conversation tab. Yes, ang uban na may nahimo nga kuan, na nahimo nga questions, you can answer that one in your Teams. Okay, let's see now. Wow, congratulations, Mom Claire. Yes, you did it right. Okay, she has basics of productivity tools. Wow, very good. So as you can see now here. Okay, congratulations, ma'am. Well done, well done. Well done. And also we have, I can see now. Okay, don't worry, you can send it until tomorrow. Okay, you can send it till tomorrow. Or you can send it through my email. It's gwendolyn.templado001. I send it the pet.gov.ph. Send it in the chat box in the conversation tab. Gwendolyn.templado001 deped.gov.ph. So to those who are not yet done, okay, so you can do it later and then submit that tomorrow or this evening. Yes, you can do that. Okay, so I can see here Mom Claire, Sir AC, MGC. Yes. And also, wow, congratulations, S, I don't know the name. name, how to pronounce this one. Iskayat. Yes, I hope it's correct. Sorry. And then we have Mom Luzada Jamaica 10. Yes, thank you. Congratulations. Yes, thank you very much for participating. And SJ, wow, we have SJR. Yes, idiomatic. Uy, nanagani siya yung mga kung ano, nag-turn in yung mga students. Wow, very good. Wow, na-amaze ko ani nga batch. Wala pa ko nagtudlo sa about sa turning in. Wow, really nice. Okay. So thank you very much for participating. So I will now continue. Okay. Again, this is your final output. This is what it looks like. It should be in the teams here. Not okay. Okay. Thank you for your mic. Yes. Now I will give you um uh, the post test, but you can do it later after the session, after this my next session. So you can do it, but you can copy this link first. bit.ly/forms post test HCHS. So we will see if you have learned something from me. Okay, if you take the post test. So let's have a post test. You can grab your phone and then take a photo of it and then or screenshot, and you can take that post test later. Okay. So let us see if you learned something from my presentation. So again, type this in your address bar forms bit.ly/forms post test HCHS. So thank you very much. I will now move on because I have a limited time. Okay, if you share your experience with Microsoft Forms, you can use this hashtag please made easy in Microsoft Forms. Okay, because you can create in a minute, you can share it to anyone, and we can see real-time results. Yes. Before I will end my presentation, let me leave this message to all of you. Okay, life has a way of testing us, just like we're experiencing right now. That with this pandemic, every day is a new quiz, and every morning that we wake up is a proof that we've passed. I know God will never leave us, and this too shall pass. Thank you for listening and for your active participation. This is Gwendolyn Templado signing off.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma'am Gwen.
Yes, yes,
Thank
yes. Ma'am
you.
Juday, back to you.
Yay!
Yay,
All
I'm
right. So, I guess Ma'am Gwendolyn Templado has shared to us how to make our quizzes and forms in an instant, as in instant. Okay, so by then, assessment would be very easy using Microsoft Forms. Is that a yes, yes, yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Yes, yes,
Right.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for responding. Anyway, as what I have said a while ago, we will learn a couple app today. Couple. So if you notice in MS Forms, it uses Microsoft Excel to get the data, to store the data. So this afternoon, we will learn some of the outstanding features of MS Excel. Allow me to introduce the Lodi ng Bayan of our team. Okay, the Lodi ng Bayan. He is our he is the ICT coordinator of Marigonda National High School, Senior High School, Division ICT Core Team member, a certified Microsoft Innovative Educator, our Excel Master, Mr. Fritz Marata. Sir Fritz.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Go, go, go. You can grab my screen.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ma'am Biday, for that very fun. Not so honest. Not so honest introduction.
Oh, that's an honest introduction. All right.
Okay, so can I still have a yes, yes, yes? Even
Yes,
if
yes,
I
Yes,
yes.
yes,
am
yes.
yes,
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 just
yes.
to discuss. So, are you still excited to learn about Excel, or are you already bombarded with so much learning with um, our topics a while ago with OneNote and Forms? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, no,
Okay, so
no.
oh,
Not
no, no,
Oh
bombarded.
no.
no.
You're not bombarded. Yeah. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So my respect to the school director of Holy Cross High School, Dumaguete City, Reverend Father Gary Neil L. Fontebella, LRMS, School Finance Officer Father Johnny Molina, LRMS, and School Principal Dr. Profetiza S. Lim, my fellow trainers headed by our Lapu-Lapu City Division ITO, Sir Donald Dungog, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasant afternoon to each and everyone. Again, once again, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So,
Good
Good afternoon.
afternoon.
yes, good afternoon. So, before I will, yes, thank you. So, before I will formally start, now I have few reminders to reiterate. So, let me share my screen. Okay, so first is the mute and unmute rule. So I am confident that you already know this rule. And the second is flow of this session. So I am going to first walk you through with the steps on how to uh, apply the features that I am going to introduce, and then do the demonstration after. And after that is an activity, a 5-minute activity, which includes CR breaks. So once you are done participating, and while I am still waiting for the others to participate, you can actually answer to the call of nature. Okay. And then lastly, for the flow of this session is a Q&A portion. So please utilize the raise hand button. Use the raise your hand button um, for me to accommodate or entertain questions properly. Okay. And then lastly, for you to, if you are going to um, share your experience with this session, so you can use the hashtag we excel as one. Okay. If you want to share that on social media for social media visibility. So that's it. Those are the reminders. And once again, I am Fritz Marata from DepEd Lapu-Lapu City, and I have attended the regional training on Microsoft 365 for senior high school last May 21 to 23, 2019 at Bay Hotel here in Cebu. And also the capacity building come training of trainers of Region 7 ITOs and Division ICT core team on Microsoft 365 last January 13 and 14 of this year. And that is that was at DepEd Ecotech, still in Cebu, together with Sir Don and Ma'am Jubilin Dugan. So we also had Ma'am Rubilin as our resource speakers back then. So the training aimed to um, aim to ensure that Microsoft Office 365 will be fully utilized by teaching and non-teaching forces in different schools, may it be in public or in private. So the participants were expected to cascade the training. The reason why it is my great honor to be one of the speakers for this webinar, how to prepare our virtual classroom, primarily using Microsoft 365. Okay, so now I am tasked to introduce some of the new features of Excel 365. And to do this, let us be guided by the following objectives. First, we have to describe Excel as a useful application. Second, to recognize basic parts of Excel screen for us to be refreshed with the basic parts. The third one is to introduce new features of the Microsoft Excel 365. And lastly, to analyze data using Excel and forms in Teams. So a while ago, you have been introduced with the features of forms by Ms. Gwendolyn Templado. Now, this time, we will incorporate that with Excel. Okay, so those are the goals or the targets for this session. Now, to start, thank you for muting your mic. So to start, yes? Okay. Okay, so to start, basically, now Excel is a software program, okay, that allows users to organize, format, and calculate data with formulas using a spreadsheet system. So we all know that. In our profession, it is very useful in computing grades, getting MPS. I don't know if you have MPS in private. And we also have BMI, percentage of correct responses when we have our exams. And we also have consolidations and so on. So almost all of our reports are made from Excel as long as it involves computations. But with Microsoft Excel or Microsoft 365, Excel has improved into a web-based version of the traditional suite of enterprise-grade productivity application, meaning we can now share our spreadsheets online or in the cloud by the help of OneDrive and SharePoint to collaborate with our colleagues, and so we can invite them to edit the same file in real time. So that is now the new feature, the main feature of Excel 365. Okay, so we have here the logo evolution. Now, it is very important for us to familiarize the different logos, especially the new ones, the Excel 2019 and Excel 365, because this is for us to check if we have installed the latest version now that we have our 365 account with your tenant, holycross.com.ph, right? So with that Excel, 365 account, you can already install your desktop application using the account and see to it that you have fully installed the desktop applications by checking on the logos. So maybe you are still using Excel 2.0, Excel 3.0. So that is the important part there, why we have to consider the latest logo of Excel 365. Okay, so this time, let us have a quick review on the basic parts of Excel screen. So I am actually introducing, or I am actually conducting a review on the basic parts of an Excel screen using desktop application. So the um, web application or the online application is simpler one, and here in a desktop application is a more complicated one. But I guess you're already familiar with this, right? Can I have a yes, yes, yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with quick access toolbar. So it contains commonly used Excel commands like um, auto save, or you can have their save, the save button, the undo and redo buttons. So those are examples of commonly used Excel commands in quick access toolbar. Another is we have the tabs like file, home, insert, and so on. These are tabs. And under tabs are buttons, or what we call as the ribbon. Okay? So these are the buttons in a ribbon or in a tab. And tabs and buttons, they bring our favorite commands into the open by showing multiple commands grouped in specific categories. Say, for example, we have here the Home tab. So under Home tab, we have clipboard, font, alignment, number, styles, cells, editing, and we have the um, new feature here, which is ideas. Okay, so I am going to introduce ideas later. So these are the groups of um, functions or buttons under tabs. Next part is the formula bar. And we all know that the formula bar is a toolbar at the top of the spreadsheet. So this is our spreadsheet, the one with the column and rows or the table. And at the top of it is again the formula bar. And it is used to enter or copy an existing formula into the cell or charts. So this is where you put your formulas there or any data you want to um, type in for it to be um, put in each cell. Okay. Next is column heading. So the column headings are a row of letters used to identify each column with the sheet. Okay, so that is from A to limitless. Okay. Next, row headings. The row headings are a column of numbers used to identify each row within the sheet. So they are labeled numerically. Okay. Now, next part is the cell selector. So from the word itself, it is used to select a cell. That is the cell selector. Next, we have the sheet tab. And the sheet tab at the bottom part, it is used to display the worksheet that we are currently editing. So say for example, I am currently editing sheet 1. Okay, if you want to add more sheets, you can click on the plus sign next to sheet 1 to add sheet tabs. Okay, next to sheet tab, we have the status bar, and that is at the bottom part of the Excel screen. And when you say a status bar, it displays various information about an Excel worksheet. Okay, and lastly, we have document views and zoom control. Okay, so from the word itself, document views, you can opt to view the document in different ways, while zoom control, you can zoom in and out the the sheet. Okay, so those are the basic parts of the Excel screen. So much for those parts. Let us now appreciate how powerful an Excel 365 is by introducing its new features. So what are these features? First is co-authoring. Okay. Next is pivot table. The third one pivot chart. And the fourth one is, or are the slicers. Okay, and later, I will also add two more features of Excel that you can um, explore by yourselves. Okay, so by the way, are you already familiar with these new features of Excel 365? I guess you already know with co-authoring with other applications, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, but how about pivot table, pivot chart, and slicers? Are you already familiar?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Yes, thank you so much. So that, by the end of this session, so my challenge is for you to be familiar with this, right? So ina naka-importante ako ang session karon. Okay, thank you for the response. So to start with the first feature, so this is again already familiar with, this is not new to you because you have already experienced this with Word 365 a while ago, uh, yesterday with Ma'am Rubilin, and what else? With Sir Glennie, right? You also had an activity about co-authoring. Now you can also do that with Excel. Okay. By the way, am I too fast? Can I have a no, no, no? Or yes,
No,
yes?
no, no.
Thank you. Okay. So you just tell me if I am too fast with the steps. Okay. So that I can adjust my pacing. So let's start with co-authoring. And when we say co-authoring, with this feature, you and your colleagues can open a work on the same Excel workbook. When you co-author, you can see each other's changes quickly in a matter of seconds or in real time. So you will do that later during the activity. But first, what we are going to do is to prepare the Excel file that we are going to use for co-authoring. So the first activity is for us to create an Excel workbook for co-authoring. And we will use, or we will create this Excel workbook in Teams. Okay, you can have it using the web app of Teams, or you can also have the desktop application. So how to create an Excel workbook for co-authoring using Teams application. So as you may notice, I am in a Teams application. I am using desktop application of Teams, and there are 11, okay, 11 steps for us to create an Excel workbook for co-authoring. And the first step is, in a channel of your team, go to Files tab. So say for example, my team is MNHS-SHSMIL class because I am teaching media and information literacy in our school. So I have here my team, and then I only have one channel which is general, and in this channel we will go to Files tab. So where can we locate Files tab? So that is at the top. So you have their tabs. Next to the general, the name of the channel, we have tabs like Posts, Files, Class Notebook, Assignments, Grades, and so on. So all of those tabs that you added in your general channel can be found there. Okay, so there you can have the Files tab, the second tab. So what are you going to do is to click that tab, and once you click the tab, the second step is to click New. So under Files tab is, or are the buttons New, Upload, and so on. Okay, so the first button there is New. That is the second step. You have to click that, this one. The third step is to select Excel workbook, because once you click New, a drop-down list will appear for you to select. Okay, you can select on folder, so meaning you can create a folder there in your general channel, under Files tab, you can also create a Word document, Excel workbook, PowerPoint presentation, OneNote notebook, and forms for Excel. So since our topic is about Excel, we have to select Excel workbook, okay, as our third step. So once you have clicked Excel workbook, a dialog box will appear. So the other parts of the Teams application will be darkened for you to focus only on the dialog box. And what are you going to do here is to do the fourth step, and that is to type the name of your workbook since you are going to create an Excel workbook. So in this part here, you're going to type the name of your workbook. In my example, I have typed emotion check. Okay, so emotion check, and then the fifth step is to click create once you are done typing your name of your workbook. So click create, and automatically you will be directed to the workbook that you have created, but still in Teams, inside Teams, right? If you may notice at the upper part and the at the left side of this window, so we are still in Teams. So I am just opening the Excel workbook inside Teams. So this is now the, I mean, the workbook that I have created. Now, once you have created the workbook, next is to close this. Okay, the sixth step. So since Excel workbook is created, the sixth step is to click close. Why do we have to click close? Because we want this to be easily accessed by our students. Okay, for them to co-author using this workbook. So we have to close this. Okay, so how to close that? You just have to click close at the upper right. Okay, if you're going to magnify that, so that is the button of close. So you click close. Next step, number 7, you have to make it visible to the students. Okay, so if you have already your students in your teams, so you can make it visible by adding a tab. Okay, add a tab by clicking plus sign. So where is the plus sign? So it is at the beside grades or beside the last tab in your channel. So say for example in my general channel, you have their grades, and the plus sign there, you can click that to add a tab. Once you click plus sign, you will be asked to select what application are you going to add. So we will select Excel as our application. Okay, so that is for step number 8. Select Excel, and that is the second application next to document library. Once you click Excel, so a dialog box will appear again for you to name the tab. Here, oh wait. Okay, there. So the next step is to name the tab in this part here of the dialog box. So you can, in my example, I have typed emotion check. And then number 10, select your created workbook. So a while ago, we have created our workbook, right? So it will automatically be visible here as a list of the files that we have created under general channel. So automatically we already have their emotion check, the one that we have created. So you have to select that. And the last step is to click save. So once we are done with the tab name and selecting the workbook that we have created. So select save, and automatically it will be added as tab. Okay, so you have there emotion check tab next to grades because we have added a tab to our general channel. So emotion check tab, once that is clicked the by the members of the team or by your students, so they can easily access the workbook that we want them to use for co-authoring. Okay, once they click that, they will be directed to the workbook that they are going to use. Okay, so that's it. Finally, an Excel tab is created. Okay, so um, that is again for the reason that we have to make them or make our students easily access the workbook that they are going to use for co-authoring. But we can also um, use links to our Excel workbook and give the link to them for them to access on the workbook. But this is the best way for them to easily access our workbook. Okay, so that's it. So we will have the demo time on how to create a workbook for co-authoring. Any questions so far?
No, no, no.
No, no, no. Okay, thank you. So let us now go to the demonstration. So we will just split the screen first and go to Teams there, and I'm just going to make this visible, the steps for you to be guided or for us to be guided. There. So here in my left, I have my Teams application, and then um, at my right, I have the steps in creating a workbook, an Excel workbook for co-authoring. So first is we are going to utilize our team, okay, the Holy Cross High School teams. Okay, so I can use this for our example because I um, assigned as one of the owner of this team. Okay, so for you to apply these steps in creating a workbook for co-authoring, you can do that if you are the owner of the team. So you cannot do that here in our team, the Holy Cross High School virtual class training, if you are not the owner. So you can do that in your own team. Okay, so to continue with the demonstration, so again, I am here. I'm going to check general channel. Next is go to files tab. Let me just magnify this one. Okay, so go to files tab and then click new. Under files tab is new. You click that, and then I have there click new, and then in the drop down list I will select Excel workbook. So there, for the fourth step, I am going to type the name of my workbook. Same as my example, I will type emotion check there. And then for the fifth step, I will click create. And then once I have created my workbook, I am now directed to the workbook that I have created. We have there the title emotion check, but still I am in Teams, right? I am still in Teams. Okay, so let's go back. Right there. For the next step is to close this application, this workbook, because we want to make this visible to our students, especially if they are members of the team. So you will close this because we have already created the workbook. There, emotion check, created a few seconds ago by Fritz Marata. So it is automatically listed in the files under general channel. Next is to make this visible by adding a tab, and that is by clicking this plus sign beside tabs. And then once I've clicked plus sign, we are going to select applications here. We will select Excel. And then for step number 9, we will type a tab name. So the same with my file name, I am going to type emotion check. There, and then number 10, select the created workbook. So I have here emotion check that I have created. And lastly, click save. Okay, so that's it. So if you may notice on the tabs at the top, so there are now posts, files, and then the one that we have added, the emotion check tab. And once you click that, you will be directed to the workbook. Okay, that's it. That's how you create a workbook for co-authoring. And once you have added the workbook as a tab, you can now edit the workbook. Say, for example, um, you can have here in the first column, as a first heading, you can have the name and then address. And then since this is all about emotion check, we can uh, assign or ask the students to answer the question, how are you feeling right now? Okay, so you can adjust the columns there, and that's it. And you can also emphasize the headings by making it bold. And what else? Font, grow the font, make the font bigger there. Okay, and that's it. You can instruct your students to go to emotion check tab in general channel for them to co-author or use the same workbook by answering the question, how are you feeling right now? Okay, can you access the emotion check as guest? Can I have a yes, 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 or no, no, no? Can you try? Yes, am I still here?
I can't access
You
the
can't access.
workbook, sir.
Maybe because this virtual classroom is actually made through .ed.gov.ph account, and your accounts as guest, you are using the tenant um, onlycross.com.ph, right? So we have of these different tenants. That is why you cannot access. How about the others? Can you not access the tab that I have created? No. So
No.
if yes, if you cannot access this because you are a guest of different tenants, you have your only Kent Seko. Sir Kent can only access because he is using the same tenant as mine. Okay, so for us to have an alternative way for you to make or create a workbook for co-authoring of your students, you can use the web application actually. Okay, if your students cannot access this tab here, you can utilize the web application of Excel. So how to do that? You just have to go to our um, portal at office.com and then sign in your Microsoft account, and there you can open an Excel, okay, using a web application. So I am already in my office.com portal. I have already signed in. So I have here different web applications that I can use. we can use the web application of Excel and create a new blank workbook as an alternative. So if you cannot do that inside Teams, we can do that by using web application. So I have here already my web application of Excel, and then still I am going to use the same heading, the name, the address, and the question, how are you feeling right now, as the question to be answered by my students or my colleague. Okay, there. And then after creating your workbook using web application, you can share that. Okay, share that to anyone with a link, so that anyone with a link can access the workbook. Okay, you click anyone with a link, and then allow editing, and then apply, then copy link. So after copying the link, I can paste this in our chat, our meeting chat, or in our conversation, so that you can access the workbook that I have created. Can you access the meeting chat now? I have sent the link for you to collaborate with others in using the workbook. Yes? Can you access the link now in the meeting chat?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I'll be waiting. I have already 6 here. 6 other people are here for them to co-author the same workbook, but with different answers to the question, how are you feeling right now? So let us check your emotions. Since it is already the last session of this second day of the webinar, let's check if you are already tired, or are you still excited, hungry? You have here Sir Gary Neal, or Father Gary Neal is hungry. Yes, you can actually eat there, or feeling lost. Wow, feeling lost. Why? Why, Father Gary, why are you feeling lost? Am I, or in love? So you have there so many feelings right now, Father Gary, feeling in love. Sana all. We also have Ma'am Agnes Jane Calibo, and from Sibulan, she is heartbroken to the max. Oh, you're also heartbroken just like me. So, hindi ka nag-iisa, ma'am. I also have Ma'am Jamaica Lozada from Dumaguete City. She is still typing. We have Ma'am Laila Isabel M. Galera from Valencia, and she is feeling good. That's good, Ma'am Laila. We have Ma'am Hazel Borgado from Dumaguete City, and she's feeling cold. Is it because of the temperature there, or something else? Okay, so we also have Ma'am Lian May Aragones from Dumaguete Cities, the same, and she is still typing. Ma'am Christine Trono is nervous. Why? Can you expound that feeling, Ma'am Christine? You can unmute your mic and explain why are you feeling nervous? Chara di ay. Chara des your chara. Okay, we also have Langga. So ginis Langga. Trending ginis Langga. We have Langga from HCHS. She's feeling fine, or he. I don't know. We have Ma'am Cathy Jamano, and still typing. Sir Jose Manuel Torres from Bai City is feeling great. That's good, Sir Jose. Sir Kent Seco from Lapu-Lapu City is feeling good. Like, kanta man ni Sir Kent. Feeling good, right? No, ano na. We also have Sir Ma'am Christine Trono. And the same with the same guys, same contribution. We have Sir Z from Bacolod City, or mysterious thing is Sir Z, the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? Have I pronounced it right? We have Ma'am Danica Bron from Sibula Negros Occidental, and the same with Ma'am Agnes. She is heartbroken and I want to dance. Wow, you can do that, ma'am. You can open your camera and have an intermission number. Yes, you can do that. You also have Sir Jeff Villaflores from Tanay City, and he is in love with Aimee to the max. Who is Aimee? Sir, Ma'am Aimee? Is Ma'am Aimee here? Is there a love team here? Sana all. Wow. Sana all. We also have Sir Keith Chantel or Ma'am Keith Chantel. I don't know. Iso from Sibulan, Negros Oriental, and she's alert, alive, awake, enthusiastic. And what's this? Shy. Wow, shy. And all caps pag ang shy. Miss available. Wow. So for all those who are heartbroken there, Ma'am Keith Chantel is still available. We also have Ma'am Bethel Namok from Valencia Negros Oriental and still typing her answer. You have Ma'am Stella Maris Gutwal from Bakong Negros Oriental and fighting. Ma'am Stella is fighting. Father Johnny from HCHS is bombarded with infos, but feeling updated. Yes, feeling updated, right. Thank you so much, Father Johnny. We also have Sir Ramon F. Son from Dumaguete City, and he is feeling hungry. Sir Ramon is feeling hungry. So you can eat there, sir. You can have a working snacks there. Yes, you can do that. You also have the same Ma'am Keith Chantel, Ma'am Judy from Dumaguete City, and feeling studying, lovable, single, looking for someone. Kinsa ka. Yes, so those who are still single there are available. You can contact Ma'am Judy from Dumaguete City who wants to dance. Asa na si Langga? Langga. So Langga is still trending. Mr. Chips, please. Dili ko. So you have there your answers to the question. So that's it. That's how amazing Excel 365, the same with other Word 365, with other applications. You can co-author using Excel 365. You can have it through the web application using desktop application. Also, you can actually um, download this file, and still have real-time changes of the application done by your colleagues. So that is the amazing part here. We can open the workbook in desktop application and still get updates in real time. So you don't have to download a separate updated workbook every now and then. So as long as it is saved in your OneDrive folder, updates and changes will automatically be carried once you open your file again. So isn't it amazing? So we can actually do that. So you can just go to File and then Share. Um, wait. I think you can do that here. Download that here. Let me check. Okay, here, so info. So you can just go to File tab and then click Info and open in desktop application. So once I will open this web application or web workbook or online workbook. If I'm going to open this in desktop application, so I can open that through Excel and resume editing here. So if I will open the file,
Sir, we cannot see what's on your slide or
oh
your
wait,
presentation. It's
am I
not
not
shared.
sharing? Wait, I
Yes,
am
sir.
going to
I
share
see
again.
your face.
Okay, I'll share again. How about
Thank you,
now?
sir.
There. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. Thank
Yes. So
you.
I am now in my web application with uh, the the works of each one of you there, and then I have already downloaded web application. I mean, um, a desktop application here with the same changes that I have received from you. There, amazing. Still others are contributing. We have one here who is feeling happy. Still, we have here Ma'am Danica Bron, who is broken and looking for langga. I-add ko sa Facebook. Thank you. Okay, so Ma'am Danica, so we will add you later. We also have here, who else? Ma'am Melfi Saison. So as you may notice, I am already using my desktop application, but still, I have um, I have received changes in real time, right? So I have here um, a contribution. The answer farming level 100,000 for me. We have Mamelpi Saisan is feeling cute. Ghost writer kaayo. Ako silangga. Si Mamelpi rin silangga di ay. So we have already here an official announcement of Langga is Mamelpi Saison from Dumaguete City. Okay? And then others are still sakpan na. Sakpan na si Mamelpi. So si Mamelpi di ay silangga. Si Sir Jeff Villaflores is feeling good. Good boy. Luoy sa akong anak. No, luoy man, sir. Okay. We also have Mary R. Piniero. Friendly, di ba langga? Trending is langga. Eh? Okay, so those are the amazing, that is the amazing part of Excel 365. So you can co-author using desktop application, this one here, or you can do that in the web application like this one here. Okay, so in real time, you can receive changes from your colleagues or from your students as they co-author with the activity that you have given to them during a class. Okay, so that's it. That's the first activity. So, did you enjoy the first activity? Can I have yes,
Yes,
yes, yes?
yes.
Yes,
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 Yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
Yes, yes, sir.
yes, but we cannot just continue with the first activity because we still have other activities. So you can continue contributing there while I am um, discussing the second activity. Is that okay?
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes? Okay, so you have here, before we continue with the second activity, do you have questions? Can I
No,
check
no,
on
no.
the raise your hand button? Or can I check on the participants if there are participants raising? We have here, um, Father Gary, is this you?
Yes, question.
Yes. Do you have questions, sir?
Are we how would we know if would we know who changed the just like with OneDrive yesterday? yung mga
Yes, sir.
version history if there were changes made to the files that we made. Can we retrieve or recover it?
Yes, sir. You can also retrieve or recover the workbook, the version of the workbook that you want to retrieve by going to File, and then you can go to, uh, I think it's in the web application here. Go to File and then Info, and then you have their version history. Yes, you have their version history. You can click that, and you have there the history of the changes made by the contributors to that workbook. So you can click on that specific contributor, or you can click on the specific time when it was modified, and download your specific version that you want to download. So that's how you retrieve um, previous versions of the workbook.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, you're welcome. Okay, let's have another question from, oh, no more question? So I think you have the same question with Father. So we can now proceed to the next activity. Okay, so you have here, for the second activity, we are now going to create a source data using forms. Why do we have to create a source data and incorporate the application of forms in creating that source data? Because our second, third, and fourth features are can be utilized using a source data. So we should have a data source to use the three features that I will introduce. The first one is pivot table, pivot chart, and slicer. Okay, so we cannot use these three features if we don't have source data. So that is why in our second activity, we will have first a source data. And to do that, we have 6 steps, okay, to create a source data using forms. So to start, first is create another Excel workbook and attach it in another tab. So the same as what we did in the first activity, we have to create another Excel workbook through Files tab. Okay, can you still remember the first activity? So you will create another Excel workbook with the same steps in activity 1 and attach it in another tab, okay, still in activity 1. That is for us to make our workbook easily accessed by our colleagues or our students if they are members of the team. Okay? Next is, if you are done creating the Excel workbook and done attaching another tab for that, say for example, we have your results. Okay, so the first is to create another workbook and attach it in another tab. So if I'm going to magnify that, I have already created a workbook and attached a tab for that workbook. I have named the tab as results. Okay, as my example. So we can continue with another step because the first step is already the same with our first activity. Now the second step, since we are done with creating the workbook and adding the tab, we can now go to the workbook. Okay, you can go to the workbook that we have created, and the second step is to go to insert tab. Okay, insert tab is the third tab, okay, of the application. So you click that, and then after clicking, the third step is to click forms. So under insert tab is forms. So you click forms, and after clicking forms, a drop down list will appear for you to select new form. So other selections there or options there are not activated because you don't have forms yet. So the first thing to do is to select new form for you to create a form. Okay? So that's here in the drop-down list. So once you click new form, you will be directed to the forms web application, the one that was introduced a while ago by Ma'am Gwen. Okay, so I am now already here in my forms web application because it has no desktop application. And for the fifth step, you're going to create your form. Okay, the form like, for example, I have here survey on learning delivery modalities or LDM. So I have provided there items like the name of the respondent, the division, the years of teaching experience, and then the last part there is for them to choose what LDM they prefer to use um, during the start of class. Okay, so after creating a form, the last step is to go back to your worksheet and a source data is created once you shared the link of your form to your respondents. So if you're going to go back to your worksheet or your workbook, you can now have here the real-time responses of your respondents to the form that you have shared to them using the link. Okay, so it is in real time. We will do that later during the demonstration. Okay, isn't it amazing? Can we have the demonstration now? Because finally, a source data is created. So this will now be our source data that will be used in applying or utilizing the three features that I am going to introduce later. We have the pivot table, pivot chart, and slicer, which are features to be used in analyzing a data. Okay, or lots of data. So let us now have the demo, or before that, we have here a tip for you to also easily access or to easily instruct your students or your colleagues to easily access the survey. You can also add a tab for that survey. Okay, so you can have that here. So demo time. Okay, so let me split the screen first. There, and make this step visible. I have here my Teams application there. And to create a source data, first is to create another Excel workbook. So the same with the first activity, we will go to our team. Then in the general channel, you will go to Files tab, click New, and select Excel Workbook to create an Excel workbook. So I will name this workbook as LDM survey, or let's say HCHS LDM survey. There. And then click create to create the workbook. Once you are done, you can close this and add a tab for that for easy access. You click Excel, name the tab into HCHS LDM survey. And then select the file that you have created to attach and then click save. There I have attached a tab, or I mean I added a tab for this workbook for easy access for those members of the team. But since you cannot access this because you are of this different tenant, we can have the alternative way, and that is using the web application. Okay, so using the web application, Oh, wait. You have to follow first the steps in Teams application before we will go to the alternative way. Now next is we are now in the workbook, which is inside Teams, and what we're going to do is to go to Insert tab. Okay, so you have your tabs. You will click Insert, and then in here we have under Insert tab is Forms, and then click New Form. Okay, once you click New Form, you will be directed to the web application of form for you to create your survey. So it is already automatically uh, put there HCHSLBM survey because that is what you have typed in your Excel workbook. Then you can add an item like name of your respondent. Next is we can have another item like um, the major subject handled. So if you have many subjects handled, you can just choose one, the major subject that you have handled in the school, or you can base it from your major. Okay. Next item, we can have the level of or what level are you teaching? Like you can have elementary, or you can have choices here, so that it will be so that the options will be fixed. So you can say level, and then first option is elementary. Are there teachers in elementary here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. We also have junior high school, and then add another option for senior high school. Do we have college or none? None?
None, none, none.
Okay, so or we can have just admin or non-teaching.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, non-teaching personnel.
Yes.
Yes, non-teaching. And then add another item there for let's say years of service. Okay, so let's another choice question for years of service. And we can have the first option as 0 to 5 years. Second option is 6 to 10 years. Next, we can have 11 to 15. There. Or are there are still teachers having 16 to 20 years? Okay, so we can have that. Or 21 to 25 years. There, for the years of service. Lastly, we will have the choice question preferred LDM or learning delivery modality. And for the first option, we can have face-to-face, face-to-face learning. Second option, we can have distance learning. And then blended. Another is homeschooling. And for senior high school, we can have apprenticeship, right? So those are the different learning delivery modalities. And that's it. I have already created my form. It is already saved automatically. You don't have to save it because it is automatically saved. Once you are done, you can share that to anyone with a link. Okay, so share with anyone with a link can respond and then copy the link. After copying the link, I will paste this in our meeting chat or conversation. Okay, there. There you have it. The link is already available in our conversation. You can click on that and you can respond to the survey. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to do that. And if you're going to go back to our tab HCHSLDM survey, automatically it will make a table for the responses that is coming. And it is already here. If you are going to zoom this out, I can already see here responses from Sir Jeff Villaflores, okay, from junior high school or level. And then with 0 to 5 years of service, and he preferred face-to-face. Sir Ruben is handling philosophy, is also contributing to the survey. So if you may notice, I have here the real-time responses of you, okay, from your end there. So you have responded from the survey, and I can see here your responses from the workbook that I have created. So these responses will be used as our source data to utilize the three features, namely the pivot table, the pivot chart, and the slicer to analyze all the data that is in here in our workbook. Okay, so keep the responses coming. We have from Ma'am Christine Trono, who is handling math, Ma'am Laila Isabel Galera, Ma'am Chin Yumagi, if I'm not mistaken, Ma'am Sarah Jean Reyes, Sir or Father Gary Neil Fuentebelia. We have Ma'am Jamaica Luzada, Ma'am Hazel Bergago, Ma'am Agnes Jane, Ma'am Cathy. Okay, we have here Ma'am Cathy Nina Buen Diamano. We also have Sir Ramon's son, Sir Jose Manuel Torres, Dr. Sami Kayat, Sir or Ma'am Kit Chantel Iso. We have Ma'am Stella Maris Gutwal. We have Ma'am Danica Bron, Ma'am Judy Fernandez. We have response from Ma'am Mary Piniero, Ma'am Swain. Is it correct, Ma'am Swain? Or Ma'am Swane? Sabado?
Swane, sir, Swane.
Swane. And then you also have Ma'am Bethel Namok. Father Johnny is also responding from the survey. We also have Ma'am Amy Comines. Okay. And others are still responding from the form that I have created. We have Ma'am Laila Joy Lubiano, Ma'am Lovely May Kami. We have Ma'am Marichu
Kamay, sir.
Balbo.
Lovely lady, kamay.
Kamay. Okay, Kamay.
Kamay.
Kamay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so we have Ma'am Lovely May Kamay. Kamay. And Ma'am Marichu Balbon. So are there responses still coming? Okay, so we already have 26 responses from the participants. Okay, so again, that is the amazing part there, that when we incorporate forms with Excel application, we can receive the real-time responses of the respondents from our survey through the Excel application that we have connected from the forms. Okay, so that's it. I think others are, is it complete already? We have how many participants here? We're actually 47 here. And others are still responding from the forms or the survey that we have conducted. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, that's it. So we already have 28. We have already 28 responses. We have additional responses from Ma'am Joanna Claire Forte and Ma'am Marlene Coronado. Okay, so they're handling ICT and EPP and TL. Okay, and their corresponding preferred LDM. So this time, for me to use this as our source data to utilize the three features, now I am going to make this form unavailable now, or to stop accepting responses. So how to do that? You can go back to our forms that we have created here, and then in this ellipsis next to share, you click that and click settings. Okay, once you click settings, you have there options for responses. You can uncheck accept responses so that recipients aren't able to fill out and submit this form. So you can no longer contribute or respond to this form because I have already closed the survey. Okay, so this is how to close the survey by unchecking the accept responses. Okay, so that's it. If you are going to try to access on the link again, you can no longer respond to the form because this time we will now use this data here, the responses that I have gathered from the survey. We will use this as our source data. So from this workbook having lots of data or responses, we will now add pivot table, pivot chart, and slicer to analyze all the data or the responses here that we have contributed. Okay, so how to do that? You can go back to my PowerPoint presentation for the steps on how to add pivot table, pivot chart, and slicer. So you will just go back to your responses later. Let us have first this walk through all the steps on how to add the three features. So first step is in your source data. Okay, the one that we had using your responses in the form, go to Home tab. So that is the first step. So where is Home tab? So that is at the top next to File is Home tab. You click on that, and under Home tab is the ideas. Okay, in the last part there of the ribbon, you have there click ideas, or you have there the lightning icon. That is the ideas button. You click on that, and an ideas preview pane at the right side of the screen will appear. And there, in the ideas preview, there are suggested ways on how to analyze the data. So you can use the pivot table. By inserting the pivot table, you can have there an example of how you can analyze your source data. Or another is, okay, you have the insert pivot table. Another is you can also insert pivot chart. So you can, meaning to say, using the ideas preview, so it will suggest you to analyze your data or your source data using pivot chart. Okay, so you can do that, the two suggestions there. So you can have a pivot table. At the same time, you can also click on the pivot chart. So first is we will analyze the data using pivot table. So what we are going to do is to click insert pivot table. So you click on that, and automatically the workbook will direct you to another worksheet. Okay, so we have here, um, they're actually in the same workbook, but uh, of different worksheet. So the first worksheet is the worksheet form, where our source data is found. Okay, it is in the form uh, worksheet or sheet tab. Now the next sheet tab is idea one. That is when we click insert pivot table. So it will automatically make another sheet tab for the pivot table. Now another is idea two. If you have inserted or click insert pivot chart. Okay, so it will automatically create another sheet tab for both pivot table and pivot chart. So do not be confused with that. You are still, or we are still in the same workbook with the pivot table, with the source data, but in different sheet tabs. Okay, so once you have inserted or click insert pivot table and insert pivot chart, so we have here now in another sheet tab the pivot table. Okay, this one here in red box, that is the pivot table, and it is a powerful tool to calculate, summarize, and analyze data that lets you see comparisons, patterns, and trends in your data. Later during the demonstration, I will show to you how to manipulate this pivot table, and you will be amazed with the function of this feature later. Now, um, another thing about the pivot table is that it is very easy to use. No complex formulas to be used. Okay, just like not just like what we know about the traditional Excel, wherein we have to use complicated formulas for us to um, analyze data. But this time, since Excel 365 or the whole application of Microsoft 365 is a subscription for us um, to make use of our time. So in Excel 365, it is now as easy as drag and drop. Okay, you don't have to use complex formulas or complicated formulas in Excel. Okay, that is actually the reason why we are maybe stressed with using Excel, because we don't know, or we are not familiar with the specific formulas to be used. So this time, as easy as simple drag and drop, we can already analyze the data, those lots of data that we have created using the survey. Okay, that's how amazing pivot table is. You don't have to use complex formulas. Another is the other one, the chart. So this is what we call as the pivot chart. And like regular charts, um, pivot chart is the same, but except that they display data from a pivot table. So meaning to say, the data here in the pivot chart is connected to the data shown in the pivot table. So later again, you will know the amazing part of how these features are used during the demonstration. So they are connected to each other, the pivot charts and the pivot table. Okay, so we are done with the introduction of the two features. This time, the third feature, which is the slicer. Now, the slicer is only available in a desktop application. So to utilize slicer, we have to download the workbook first. Okay, to open the workbook in a desktop application. So to do that, you have to go to the ellipsis as the fourth step. So where is ellipsis? That is found beside comments, and then a drop-down list will appear for you to click on the download. Okay, for you to download this workbook and open that in another or in a desktop application. So you have now here in the sixth step, you have opened the downloaded file. Okay, so if you notice, I am not in the Teams now. I am already in a desktop application. Okay, so this is now the desktop application of Excel having the pivot table and the pivot chart, because we have already added this when we were in the web application inside Teams. So that is the sixth step. Seventh step is to click any cell in the pivot table for us to make the pivot table activated. Okay, why do we have to activate the pivot table by clicking a cell? Because the eighth step is to go to Analyze tab, and that is an additional tab at the top of the Excel screen. Now, Analyze tab will not appear if you will not do the seventh step, wherein you click any cell in the pivot table. So you have to click first the cell or any cell in the pivot table for the Analyze tab to appear at the top and go to Analyze tab. So once you click Analyze tab, under Analyze tab, you click Insert Slicer. Okay? So Insert Slicer is under Filter Group. So you click that, and a dialog box of Insert Slicers will appear. And what are you going to do here? You're going to select an item. If you notice, we have already here the headings. Okay? The headings are already automatically detected by the Excel from the source data. You have here the name, the division or division 2, years of teaching experience as examples, preferred learning delivery modality. These are already detected as headings from the source data that we have. So what we are going to do here is to select an item. Okay, let's say we will check years of teaching experience. So once we check years of teaching experience, the 11th and the last step is to click OK. Okay, click OK, and here we have now the slicer. And later during the demonstration, I will show to you how to manipulate this slicer. So what is a slicer? Now, slicers are basically just filters. Okay, but they are easier and faster to use. There are filters also in pivot table, but if you are going to use slicers, they are easier and faster to use than using a filter in the pivot table. Okay, but the same function. So let us now have the demonstration, since finally we have added pivot table, pivot chart, and slicer in our workbook. Okay, so let's have the demonstration. Let's split the screen first and then select Teams application. We'll make this visible. Okay, There you have it. And we have here the Teams application. And I have already here our the responses that you have contributed in the forms that I have created as a survey. And these responses will be used as our, again, our source data. Okay? So what we're going to do in our workbook is first, in our source data, which is this one, we will go to Home tab. Okay, so we will click Home tab. We are already in Home tab. Next is click Ideas. So Ideas is a button with a lightning. Okay, this one here. When we click this, so an Ideas preview pane will appear at the right part of, right side of the workbook. And it will suggest different ways on how to analyze your source data. So you can have insert pivot table. You can also have insert pivot chart. So you can click on this pivot table. Automatically, it will add another sheet tab to accommodate pivot table that is inserted. And another is we are going to insert pivot chart. Okay, so you will click insert pivot chart. And another sheet tab will be created for the both pivot table and the pivot chart. If you're going to
Hello, sir.
Wala po kayo. Sir Fritz. Okay, we will
Sir?
wait for Sir Fritz to come back.
Intermission number.
okay, wait, sorry for that. I have
Lang
closed the Teams application. Sorry. Can I still have yes, yes, yes?
go, 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 Sir
Yes,
Fritz.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Okay.
Yes,
yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Sorry
Welcome
for
back to
the
you.
Yes, yes, yes.
for the
Yes, yes.
okay, so let's continue. Okay, there. And then I am going to share my screen and go back to Teams. And we will go back to the files that we have created for LDM survey. And even if you have, I have accidentally closed the application, now automatically it will save, right? That's the amazing part there. I have made an example of uh, automatically saving the work that I have shown to you a while ago, wherein we have inserted pivot table and pivot chart in our source data. So how to manipulate this features? So we can click on the pivot table there, and then in the row labels, you have their elementary, junior high school, senior high school, and non-teaching, which are the levels of teachers, wherein they are teaching. Okay, and then next to that is the column count of ID. So these are actually the responses, okay, with their corresponding level. So meaning to say, in the elementary level, I have received 12 responses. And then in junior high school, there are 10 responses. Senior high school, I have 4 responses. And in non-teaching, I have 2. So all in all, I have 28 responses from the survey that I have conducted a while ago. Okay, that's how that's how the pivot table analyzes the data. You can also manipulate this one. How to manipulate this? We can have the wait for uh, Okay, there, wait. Ah, I'll close this first and go back to my workbook. Go to ideas. There, if you want to customize the pivot table as to the on how you can analyze the data, so you can also utilize this pivot table fields pane here at the right side. So you have here filters area, you have columns, rows, and values. So in the rows area, you have their level with lacking L, 1L. Okay, so that is actually the row labels here. So it will appear here in the rows area. Now, once you add another field to these areas here, now automatically it will appear in this pivot table area in our worksheet. So say for example, in the filters area, I am going to filter the data, the source data, as to the, um, let's say, years of service, or let's say, or I will customize rows label. I'm going to uncheck that and change that to preferred LDM. So I will just drag the field and drop that in the rows area. Now automatically, if you're going to zoom this out there, automatically the row labels will be having the preferred LDM. You have blended, distance learning, face-to-face, and homeschooling. So meaning to say there are no responses for apprenticeship. Okay, I have included apprenticeship, but none of you responded with apprenticeship. Okay, so you have your blended learning, and there are 11 of you who preferred to have blended learning. One of you preferred distance learning, face to face. 15 of you preferred face to face, and one preferred homeschooling. So all in all, there are 28. You can also filter the data here by adding a filter. Say for example, you will filter the source data as to the level. Okay, so I will just drag. Wait. Okay, there. So if I am going to drag level and drop that in the filters area, now it will appear at the top of the pivot table. And there you can customize the level. Okay. So level, you know, what are the levels here? All. Wait, I'll check again. Levels. Why are there no levels? Select all. Or let's try years of service na lang. Maybe there's an error there. Okay, years of service. There. I have 0 to 5 years. I have also 11 to 15 years, 21 to 25, 6 to 10 years, and blank. So the default there is select all. You can also deselect all and select just one years or range of years of service, say for example 0 to 5 years, and click OK to filter the data in the pivot table. The same with the pivot chart. Okay, so you have here 14. 14 of the respondents have 0 to 5 years of service and their corresponding preferred LDM. Okay, if I am going to filter again the source data or the data as to the year of service, let's say for example 11 to 15 years, and click OK. So there's only one respondent with 11 to 15 years, and he or she prefers blended learning. Okay? And it will automatically be reflected in our pivot chart. Okay? So it will be shown visually in our pivot chart. So you will try another one. Let's say 21 to 25 years and click OK. Okay? So we can see here only 4 of the responses or respondents have 21 to
Wala po kayong ano, voice.
there. Can you hear me already? Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that's
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
That's how you analyze the data using the pivot table and the pivot chart. And to again to demonstrate how to use the third feature, which is slicer, we can click the ellipsis at the upper right and download this workbook. Okay, so you will download this workbook to utilize slicers using desktop application. Okay, so it is already downloaded. Let me check in my downloads. There, I have already HCHS LDM survey. So if I am going to open this workbook in my desktop application and enable editing, so I already have there the real-time changes that I have made in my web application or in Teams. So I have already added my pivot table and pivot chart. This time, we will use our next feature, which is slicers. But first, let us have make this into all there. Okay, so how to use slicers to filter the data in the pivot table in an easier way. So you will just click any cell in the pivot table and then go to Analyze tab at the top, and then under Analyze tab is Insert Slicer. Okay, you will click Insert Slicer, and there you have it, the headings of our source data that is already detected, automatically detected by the application. We can filter the source, the data in the pivot table. We can have, say for example, major, or we have major subject handle. Let's try major subject handle there. So automatically it will detect the answers, your answers to the item major subject handled. And we have here your answers: Filipino, English, math, science, and so on. We also have here Chinese language, chemistry, calculus there. So it will automatically be viewed by the slicer for you to further filter the data in our pivot table. So aside from filtering the data in the pivot table as to the years of service, we can also filter further by major subject handled. So say for example, I will filter the data in the pivot table into years of service, specific year of service such as 0 to 5 years. Okay, so I have there 14 responses, di ba? Now this time, I will further filter the data by major subject handle. Say for example, English. Okay, so I have clicked English. So meaning to say there are 3 respondents that are having 0 to, or who are having 0 to 5 years of service with their corresponding preferred LDM, and these three respondents are handling English. Okay? That's how you analyze the data. I can also click on math, and there's only one respondent handling math, and he or she prefers face-to-face learning. How about science? Okay, there's also one for science. How about the LE? Only one also. For MAPE, only one. ABM, also one. Chinese language, also one. So almost all of the subjects are one. We have none. So other respondents answered none for major subjects, maybe because they are non-teaching. So two of them are um, having no subject handled. And then we have here the corresponding preferred LDM, and with 0 to 5 years of service, and we have here shown in our pivot table. Okay, automatically it will be shown in our pivot table. Social studies, only one. Filipino, and so on. Okay, so most of the respondents in the survey are English. Okay, handling English, three of them. Right? So that is how you analyze the data in your source using pivot table, pivot chart, and the slicer. Okay, isn't it amazing? Can I have a yes, yes, yes?
Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
Have you used complex
Yes, yes,
data,
yes.
complex formulas or complicated formulas here in analyzing the data? None?
Huh?
Have we used complex data or complicated data in analyzing, or I mean complex or complicated formulas in analyzing data? Have we?
Oh,
We haven't.
Yes, we haven't. We only simply drag and drop the items in the source data for us to analyze the data in different ways, right?
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Yes. So that's how amazing the three features are. Again, we have the pivot table, pivot chart, and the slicers. So I hope you are now familiar and excited in using these features. Are you?
Yes.
Yes, thank you for the response.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, so that's it. That's the end part of our second activity. Okay. Now, are there questions so far for this activity before we continue with additional features that you can explore by yourself? None? Let me check the raise hand button. Yes, none of you wants to ask. So let's proceed to the additional features of Excel 365 that you can explore. We have here, oh wait, um, here, you can also use, or this one. So we can also use the features, the three features there in making a dashboard for grades for teachers. Like if we have this data of grades here of our students from quarters 1 to 4, and having this format of the source data, we can convert this into a dashboard like this using the pivot table, the slicers, and the pivot chart. So you can have a dashboard like this to filter the grades of students. Like if you are going to only view the grade of a specific student, if say for example a parent will ask for an update of his or her student, so for you to filter your record on the grades of the students to only show a specific learner, so you can also use a pivot table and show the data in a chart like this, because showing the data in visually can be more effective in analyzing the performance of students, right? We can have that more effectively than showing only numerical or the grades of the students. And you can also print that as your grade slip for your students. So Control P and then print the dashboard of a specific student to use that as a grade slip. Okay, that is another application in using the pivot table, pivot chart, and the slicer. Now, next are the other features of Excel 365 to explore. Say, for example, the speak cells. Okay, are you already familiar with speak cells?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so yes, thank you for the response. So if you are not familiar yet, I can demonstrate this one in a shortcut of this command. Okay, so speak cells command is used to convert text to speech in Excel. So if say for example you want to check the um, na, the grades that you have entered in your record and double check on the entry of the grades with different forms, so you can allow the um, Excel application to speak for the entries for you. So you don't have to read all those grades. If you have reading of forms in private schools, you can read all the grades there and check that with the other school forms. So instead of reading it manually, you can also do that by using speak cells to make or to allow the application to do its task. Okay, so how to do that? You can just click on a specific cell of, say for example, a pivot table, and then you can utilize the search tab, or what we call as the tell me tab at the top, and then type speak cells and click or um, tap enter, okay, or press enter in your keyboard to make the application speak on the data that is in your pivot table. Okay, so to demonstrate that, let me just check if I have shared my audio. Okay, there. If I have here my workbook, oh wait, this one here. So if I have here my workbook and my pivot table, I can click on this specific cell here, like Filipino, and then go to Tell Me tab or Search tab, and then I will type Speak Cells. Okay, so it is already suggested there. So you just have to click that one.
Filipino. 80. 83. 78. 79. 80. English.
Okay, can you hear the speaking of David? That is actually
Yeah.
Microsoft David.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay, so that's it. That is what we call as speak cells. You can also speed up the voice or the speaking of Microsoft David by going to the control panel. Okay, or you can also change the voice from Microsoft David to Microsoft Zira, which is a female version. Okay, so that is speak cells command. You can explore on that by yourself, okay? Because we don't have much time. So let's continue with another feature. Aside from stick cells, we also have this one. Number two is data from picture. So this feature turns your picture into an Excel table. Isn't it amazing? Now, this data from picture is currently only available for Excel for Microsoft 365 for Mac, Excel for iPhone, Excel for Android tablets, Excel for Android phones. So we can use this because most of us are using Androids, others are having iPhone, others are having Mac. Diba? So we can use this feature. And how to do this? So we just have to first install a mobile application of Excel 365. So you can just search on that through App Store or Play Store in your smartphones, and then open that mobile application. So you can have this one here if you have already opened the mobile application, and then tap data from picture. So where is data from picture is found at the bottom part. So this one here is the data from picture icon. So you can tap on that. After tapping, it will connect you to your camera. So it will ask a permission for you to allow this Excel application to use your camera. And once you have permitted this application, you can now take a picture of your hard copy. Okay? So you take a picture of your hard copy having the table, then crop it. Okay, so you crop the data to focus only on the data that you want to convert it into soft copy. So you crop that, and automatically it will detect the data that you have cropped and convert that into an Excel table. So you can edit on the changes because say for example, the hard copy is not that too clear to detect the data by the application. You can click edit to make changes. Okay, and then after editing, we can click insert to finish editing. Okay, so finish editing, and there you have it. From a hard copy, your table is converted into a soft copy, which is an Excel table. Okay, so how to continue editing this using your laptop? So you can just share this or save this in your OneDrive, and then using your laptop, you can access your file from your OneDrive and open that using your laptop. That's how you can continue editing your data using your laptop from the hard copy to a soft copy. Isn't it amazing? Can I have an amazing, amazing, amazing?
Amazing, amazing,
Amazing,
amazing.
amazing,
Yes.
amazing, 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 amazing.
Yes, thank you, Langga. Okay, that's it.
You're
So
welcome,
that's
Langga.
okay there. So that's the second feature that you can explore later. Now the last feature is the health tab. So the health tab is just above or just next to view, and health tab is used for you to show training. You can click on show training for you to explore more on the features of Excel 365. You can take a tour. You can explore on formula tutorials, make your first pivot table or get more out of pivot tables, or you can also click on what's new to get updated with the features of Excel 365. So that is how Health Tab can help you, right? So that's it. Those are the three other features that you can explore with Excel 365. So are there questions? Let's check.
No, no.
No, no, no. Let's check the raise hand button. And there's none. Yes, so since there is no question, there are no questions already. So let me end my session with this quote from Eric Rice. And he said, a pivot is a change in strategy without a change in vision. So we may be bombarded with so much strategies now so that we can adapt to the new normal, but we should not change the vision that we have, which is to provide quality education to our learners. Okay, so with that, thank you so much and keep safe and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Langga.
Thank you, Langga. Yes.
Wow.
Back to you,
Thank you
Langga.
very much.
Thank you so much, Langga.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, Sir.
much. You're welcome, Langga. Isumpyado kay ko aron.
Wow.
Oh, be careful now. Bitaw.
Right.
So,
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Ganga. O, sige. Thank you so much, Sir Fritz. So I really love this
Ah,
couple application and these forms and Excel. Thank you, Sir Fritz and Ma'am Gwen, for that amazing presentation. All right, so just like this
bye,
morning,
Langga.
I would
So
like
much.
to congratulate again, okay, all our Langga, okay, all our active participants. Yay to all our active participants. We would like to say congratulations. Yay! Very participative. Congrats! So I hope you can still spare some of your time. It's 4:41 already, but let's spare some of your time. Please let us all hear from one of our participants the impressions for today's webinar. May I request Ma'am Christine A. Trono from the Elementary Department to share her impressions. Ma'am Christine.
Hi Langga, bitaw.
Hi.
Okay. Serious taron. During the seminar, I acquired new information and new experience. Like kanina, natin mga langga moments, mga churba moments, but anyways, the trainers were nice and of course understanding us, especially sa mga joke time para dili pud mabore. And then all acquired information was interesting. And then aside from that, we were informed about the correct ways on how to use the Microsoft 365, especially in using the one class notebook and in making assessment through Microsoft Forms. And we are also satisfied with the information received, and trainers gave us concrete examples, even though sometimes too fast, or at least nga nakasabot ra pud me, and of course nakafollow me. So we as participants of this seminar are satisfied with all the information that you have given us, and of course kudos to all the facilitators. Thank you and God bless us all.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma'am Christine. We are very happy to hear your impressions. And yes, sorry for maybe for the pacing if the pacing is fast rather because we probably our time. Okay, so we
It's
also have to
okay, ma'am.
consider
It's
our
okay.
time.
It's okay.
Thank you so
It's
much,
okay,
Ma'am
ma'am.
Christine.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I
You're
know
welcome,
this is
Langga.
ambush, but you'd never say no. So thank you so much, Ma'am Christine, for your yes, yes, yes. All
You're
right.
welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Now we are about to end the second day of our webinar, and I should say that we have won our morning, our afternoon, and the entire day in general. We hope that you will have or we will have the courage zone to face this new normal and use the wonders of Microsoft 365 in our teaching and learning process. So allow me to end my session or my hosting today with this quotation. If you focus on results, you will never change. If you focus on change, you will get results. And together, we will do this change, all for the glory of God. May God bless you today and always. This has been your host, Judeline Dugan, signing off. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Especially Langga. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow, everyone.
Bye, Langga. Bye, Langga.
Bye-bye lang ka.
Bye, Langga.
Bye-bye lang ka.
Wow, wow, you find someone. You find someone, Teacher Christine.
I love you, Langga. Bye-bye. Oh, taga-huli ko man dahil is Langga, oh.